Hi everyone. Today we're focusing on the bounty of the harvest and all things vegetables with our August plan with me. I'm Debora Exum. Thanks for joining me today. Before we get started, I want to share with you that I've finally invested in a dot grid journal. There was a good deal on Amazon and I'll link to that below. My previous plan with me's have been on line paper or separate pages attached, and I really enjoyed the experience of using the dot grid. So let's get to it. Our first vegetable is going to be kale. This isn't the specific kale that I drew. I drew a curlier kale, but it really was fun to paint with all the different greens and the purple stems and veins. I have a Pinterest board where I pinned a whole bunch of vegetables before I chose the ones that I'll be using this month, and I'll link down to my Pinterest board below too. One of the focuses I decided on was not just vegetables, but vegetables that had bits of purple in them. So our introduction page is curly kale, and we're ready to go for August. We're adding all those details to make sure the curliness of the leaves really stands out and deepening the color there. I really had fun painting all of these vegetables. So our next page, which is our calendar page, features eggplant, and I love eggplant. It's that dark, almost black purple, and the sun always catches it because it's such a shiny vegetable. So we get that bit of reflection there on the vegetable itself. And they wear those cute little caps of green. This is one of the benefits of the dot grid is once I finish painting the eggplants and adding those details, is getting the lines drawn for your calendar pages is so much easier with that dot grid right there to help you line everything up just right. And another thing that I've been doing this month is practicing my lettering. So this is probably the first month I've gone with any kind of modern calligraphy looking words on my pages, so I had fun doing that. I hope to continue to improve those skills and add more and more of it every month. And there you have it. There's our first two pages. Our next spread is going to talk all about trackers. And our first vegetable we're going to feature is radishes. And I almost feel like I'm cheating on my purple theme with this page. These are really more pink, even though there are such things as purple radishes. I like the pink ones for this. And it's always interesting when you go to paint or draw something, you really start seeing more of the details of it. When I think about a radish, I always thought about those tails being really white, but they're not. They're a very light shade of pink, so I had fun adding that too. So, and again, with each of my drawings, I'll do a layer, then go back and add some line details, and generally I'll go back again and deepen some of those colors, add some shading, that sort of thing. And with this particular one, as I kept going, I decided I wanted deeper line drawings. So I'll go back, you'll see in a minute, and make those thicker. I think I used maybe an 03 micron pen to start with, and I went back with my 05 and added some shadows and just deepened around all of those little radishes. Now, I thought about adding numbers to each of my trackers for the days of the month, but I decided I like the vegetables on their own, and I wasn't as concerned about what day it was that I did an activity, just that I did it. So I'll be adding additional deeper color to mark the ones that I am going to complete. So you see the radishes have create, so I'll track if I spend time being creative each day. And this purple corn, I didn't even know there was such a thing as purple corn. The picture you saw at the beginning was a really solid, dark, almost that eggplant color purple. That's kind of what this will look like as I complete it. When I do my activities, I plan on coloring the kernels in a dark color to signify that. But I did find, and you'll see on my Pinterest board, this pretty multicolored corn, and I really like the way that looks. And then we're going to move to the artichoke. The artichoke has that nice purple that fades into a green. That was really fun to draw, to try to capture that kind of feathering in of the color as it transitions from purple to green. And you can see I'm playing on words that end in 8. So we've got create, activate, and hydrate. So I'll use these artichoke leaves to track my water intake, make sure I'm getting enough hydration in each day. Sometimes I'm really good about that, and sometimes I forget, so this will be helpful. And I enjoyed this one on the left. I was really careful about how I did it because it was the first time I had painted one. And then you can tell I go a little more sloppy, I guess, on the right side. So I really think the left one turned out the best. I had to do two because I think each one of these artichokes has 15 or 16 usable leaves. I guess you call them leaves, not an artichoke. So we'll get those painted, add some line details, and then we're going to move over to the right page, and the right page is where we're going to track our gratitude. And at one time I was trying to do a certain number of gratitude thoughts a day, and I've backed off from that. I want to have the gratitude be significant, more significant, and worth more than a word. So I chose this big old purple cabbage to represent that. And we can write in those big leaves. We can even write in the white space around them if you know, there's enough gratitude and I want to write a lot of words, I'll have the place to do it. And again, one thing I learned about doing the modern calligraphy is I had written gratitude in pencil and it looks great, but when I used the thicker pen, it was put spaced too closely together, so I'll have that in mind. So you can see we continue with the ATE theme. We're going to cultivate gratitude. And now we're going to move on to a weekly spread. I'm showing this basket here because that's kind of what I wanted to frame these vegetables in. I tried to do a basket weave looking border around them. I think it turned out pretty good, even though it took me a little bit to figure out how to get it on there. I really enjoyed other spreads that I've seen that do this kind of diagonal across both pages. I think it looks really good, so I tried to represent that this time, and I'm doing a tray of vegetables. So once we get these lines drawn in, we'll go straight. We'll do all the line drawing first for this whole spread, and then we'll go back in with our paint and add some color. So there's my basket weave around the outside, and you can see we're going to do garlic and peas and carrots, all of which come in purple, or at least have purple in them. So the garlic's a really beautiful, that's actually one of my favorite ones of this whole August plan with me. It has this really stripy texture to it, which you'll see once I get the paint going on. And then we have the peas, and the peas are actually green. There's the garlic, isn't it beautiful? The peas are actually green, but the shells are purple, and you'll see that when we get to painting on that one. And the carrots, I didn't know carrots came in so many colors, so we're going to represent the purples, the oranges, and the yellows down there with the carrots in just a minute. So there's the garlic. I ended up doing the background dark. It helps it really stand out. And then you can see these cute little peas. They've got green peas, purple pods, and then the kind of the shadow in there. I started out doing that with paint and it was too sloppy, so I ended up going back in with my pen to make that, and then doing some highlights. Here's those beautiful carrots in all colors. I actually, on my Pinterest board, you'll see I found some that were even a deeper purple, and so that's what we represented here. We have the brighter purple, almost that eggplant purple, and then orange and yellow. Then we're going to, each background's a little bit different. I did brown behind the peas and then gray behind the carrots and added some highlights with my white pen. So there you go. We've got our calendar spread with our kale and our eggplant. We have our trackers that feature radishes for our creativity. We have corn to track our exercise, and then we have the artichokes to keep up with our water intake, and then we're going to cultivate some gratitude on that nice beautiful cabbage. And then we have a weekly spread with plenty of room to write each day, and a section for notes with our garlic and our peas and our carrots. So I really had fun drawing all these vegetables. So thanks so much for joining me today. I'd love for you to like this video and subscribe to my channel. I'm Debora Exum, and I enjoyed spending time with you today.